Week 12, March 19 until March 26. Here we're driving from Monterey in the US to Santa Cruz. Once we're in Santa Cruz, we stopped at a Mexican restaurant, and they had really nice food in this fried tortilla kind of thing, which they used as a bowl. And this is because of the flood that happened on the west coast from LA to San Francisco, and why some of the roads were actually closed. And because of the waves, this guy thought, let me actually surf there. Even though it looked quite dangerous, which even got us wet here. Not great, but luckily the car had heaters in the seats. Here we went to Cat and Cloud, got some coffee, and then we drove further away to San Francisco. Along the way we stopped like 1 or 2 times as well, just to enjoy the view. It was insanely beautiful, especially more towards SF. Amazing views, and then we entered SF. Once we set up the next day, we went to Lighthouse for the blind, which is at Market Street, and I was really amazed, confused almost, to see so many homeless people. These are all homeless people actually doing all drugs on the street, which is in the city center, which shocked me a lot. This lighthouse for the blind was really awesome to see. Such a nice office. It was super accessible. Lots of elements for people that are blind or have low vision. So even all of the artwork that they had was it had Braille on them. For example, also this Frida Kahlo painting, which you could touch and get a feel of. And of course, this amazing view of actually where normally the farmers market is on Wednesdays. And then basically every time after we were at the office at Lighthouse, we would go outside, go for a coffee, and do the last days without fasting. It was nice to see finally quite a lot of people biking, and just walked around quite a lot because there was so much to see in San Francisco. A cable car. Visited the Apple store, of course, got a few products. And this is actually more towards Chinatown, where we walked around. And then finally, after walking around, we went to go to a restaurant. It's called ZNY restaurant. It's a Chinese restaurant, which is quite good. But before that, just walking around. Not much to say here. There's the ZNY restaurant with this fancy, what is it, prawns. They're quite nice. Looks fancy. And this is after the dinner, where Kanan got this sandwich, ice cream sandwich. And then we went to the best Uber ever.
Yeah, and then the people, and then the queue, the LV, and then he take the.
I'm not gonna talk here because just listen to what she says. This is the next day. It was quite rainy. Reminded me of the Netherlands again. So again, going back to the office, we took the BART, which is a metro in SF. First, we would go to Whole Foods, get some coffee and lunch, and then work. Not a bad view. And then again, after work in the evenings, we'd go for a walk. This time we went to the Painted Ladies, and along the road we saw some trees that fell on the cars. And even later we realized also in the park across the Painted Ladies buildings, the houses, with lots of trees falling down. And then when we walked back home, it was really rainy. We got really wet, but the next day was much better. We went back to the office, and I think this is on a Wednesday, where we had the farmers market, with just quite okay, not too big. Went to get some croissants. But back in the farmers market, they had some mushrooms, which was nice. And then I acted like I filmed that, but I kind of like this guy's haircut. Had a nice wrap from a Filipino Middle Eastern stand, which was really good, from a food truck. And then we played around in the office, did some prep work for the day after. So this is a camera actually that can move around and even move it outside and zoom in like 40 times. This is a shop that sells only non-alcoholic drinks, which is quite fancy. And then more nice stuff to see. If you ignore all the homeless people that are doing crack on the streets. It's quite a vibe, both during the day and in the evening. And here's a video of me trying to put the lemon GoPro in focus. It's been so long. Yeah, I did it. Another really good pizza there. So burrata is maybe one of the best Italian place I've been to. And then again, back to the board. On our way home, I saw some turkeys. Thought that was quite funny. Ordered some ramen. And then this is the next day where we're prepping for the event, inclusive innovations. So here my colleagues are prepping some of the goodie bags, Vanessa and Bob. And again, doing a few quick shots for a potential after movie.
Sharon, CEO from the Lighthouse for the Blind here in San Francisco.
This during the event. It's quite nice. About 40-50 people showed up, so that was nice. This is Mike May from Good Maps. There were a few talks, a panel discussion. It was a really nice evening, but this was day 2 of me fasting, so the food didn't really help. But luckily, after 7:30 I could eat, and we ate at a Mexican restaurant again, or a Latin Caribbean restaurant actually. And then this is on a Saturday where I didn't do too much. Just went to a laundromat, chilled, talked with some people, did the laundry of course. So it's just a chill day, which I really needed after that very busy week. This is in West Oakland, where our Airbnb is. And that's it. See you next week. On to the next one.